Hi. You are here today. No matter who you are or your background, this is the dot that you are on. And this is the dot where you want to be after a successful career change, whatever that new career is and whatever your definition of success is. And these dots are everything you need to do in between now and becoming successful in your new career. Most people can describe these two dots because it's your current reality and your dream job. The challenge is knowing how it'll all unfold and what to do here and so on. So here's the 6-step playbook that I would follow in order to figure out how to go from here to here. Okay, step 1. To the best of our ability, we need to define the dot we're trying to get to. For example, if you want to be a chef, what type of cuisine do you want to cook? What type of restaurants do you want to cook for? Maybe you want to open your own restaurant. Is it high-end or more approachable? We shouldn't just make up answer just for the sake of specificity, but the more specific we can be defining our desired outcome, the more efficient this entire process will be. Step 2. Make a list of 10 to 20 people who are somewhere in between where you are right now and where you want to go. And ideally, your list has people that are on a bunch of different dots. It's a rookie mistake to think that if you want to become a chef, then you need to meet with the likes of David Chang. Sure, meeting with Chang would be super cool, but he left behind his beginner noob brain so long ago that he's actually not the best person for helping you get to your first dot. In my opinion, you're actually much better off talking to his sous chef Sarah, who's on this dot, because then it wasn't that long ago that she was in your shoes. And the Sarahs of the world are much more accessible. These are people with 5 to 10 years of experience, so they have a very current understanding of what works and what doesn't work for people like you trying to break into the field. And while they may not have all of the answers to your questions, they can absolutely help you get started, which is actually all you need right now. Step 3, hit these people up. Guessing someone's work email is usually pretty easy, or you can DM them on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram. People do this to me all the time, and it works. Your message should be 2 things. First, it should be short. I know it's tempting to write a long message because you want to give people proper context and show your Sarah just how serious you are, but a long email is going to give Sarah anxiety as she figures out how to respond to everything you had to say. And she'll probably cure that anxiety by just ignoring you altogether. You can always provide more context about yourself by including a link to your LinkedIn or IG if that's appropriate. And the other thing your message should be is thoughtful. If your outreach feels like a cut and paste job, Sarah won't feel special. And she'll be like, why should I help this person if they're probably emailing a bunch of other people about this? I'll just let somebody else take the bait. So keep your outreach short and thoughtful, and please, 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 do not make it seem like you're angling for a job. Job seekers are treated very differently from noobs who are looking to better understand a new career path. Step 4, schedule these meetings. Not all of them, but some Sarahs will respond to you and will take you up on a coffee, lunch, or phone call, or Zoom. You should provide them with windows of time that work for you to connect and be as flexible as you can with your schedule to ensure that the meeting is booked within 1 or 2 emails. Once a meeting is scheduled, do not reschedule. And I recommend messaging Sarah the day before your meeting to confirm the meeting details and share that you're looking forward to meeting her. This will show how earnest you are and make it much less likely that Sarah wakes up the day of your meeting, sees your meeting on her calendar, and asks herself, why the hell did I agree to talk to this person? And then she cancels on you because she has a cold. Step 5. Make the most of the meeting. There are 2 objectives for these meetings. The first objective is exactly what you said in your outreach email, and that's gaining a better understanding about what it takes to become a chef. But you won't do that by making the conversation all about you. You gotta make it about Sarah. Ask about her story and how she made it from her first dot to the dot she's on now. Towards the end of the conversation, you can be a bit more straightforward with your questions and ask her stuff like, well, what next steps would you take if you were me? The second objective of your meeting is just to give Sarah a great experience. Not only is Sarah doing you a favor, but she's also someone who can help you after this meeting with potential follow-up conversations and introductions to other people in the field. If you show up late, talk about yourself the entire time, don't take any notes, and are rude to the barista who makes you your coffee, she's not going to risk introducing you to anyone or even want to continue a helpful relationship with you. These meetings truly have the potential to change the trajectory of your career and thus your life, so bring your A game. A bonus third objective of these meetings is to double check that this is the career you want. Ask Sarah what she enjoys about her job and what's a pita, just to make sure it sounds like stuff you would enjoy and pitas you can tolerate. After you've thanked Sarah for her time and went your separate ways, you shouldn't wait long. I'm talking same day to initiate step 6, which is sending a thoughtful follow-up. You can reference specifics from your conversation with her and why it was so helpful, and then, if it makes sense, ask Sarah if she'd be willing to introduce you to 1 or 2 other people based on what she knows about you who would be helpful resources. If you've done everything right up until this point, Sarah will know exactly who those 1 or 2 people are, and she'll be excited to make those intros because she's rooting for you and she trusts you'll give them the same 5-star experience you gave her. Now, in my opinion, this is where things get wild because step 7 is running the same playbook with the people Sarah introduces you to. You'll start to recognize patterns in the information coming from these meetings, which is how you'll truly begin to understand how to navigate your career change and the pursuit of your success. All the while, you're building an incredible network of peers who are rooting for your success. If and when you're ready for a job, you can go back to these folks and share the progress you've made since you last spoke and that you're now looking for a job. Maybe the company Sarah worked at sounded like a great place to work. You should absolutely share that with her when the time is right, because so many jobs are filled this way, through existing relationships, not by being a stranger in a stack of resumes. Look, I know that some of these steps are easier said than done. Putting yourself out there is tough for some people, but what helps me push through and do awkward stuff is, and I'm sorry this is about to get a little bit dark, is that eventually we're all going to die. So who gives a shit if you send an email to Sarah and she never responds? Or even if she replies to your outreach with a barf emoji. Because you, me, Sarah, and the person who invented the barf emoji, we're all eventually gonna be long gone along with any feelings of embarrassment. And the reality is that there's a 99% chance that Sarah won't respond with a barf emoji. What I bet happens is that she'll receive your outreach as the ultimate compliment because she was once you, a noob, and now she's the one noobs are looking up to. That's pretty cool for Sarah. You're actually doing Sarah a favor by reaching out to her, making her feel cool, and gifting her a super easy way for her to help a younger version of herself. That is 100% true. Now get on out there, meet some Sarahs, and change your life because you changed your career.